Hello, 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 and welcome back to the What We Said podcast. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful, blissful day. February's almost over. I can't believe it. We're into February, and I will keep saying February until the day I die now because it just feels right.
That's okay. You should, as you should.
Yes, as I should. Have you been?
You know, I've been good. I've been just trying to get my life on track. And
New Year's still like rolling into February for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just now put on my to-do list to get my pictures printed out for my vision board.
Oh, love that.
So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm, treating this as my new year. I think March might be the start to my year at this point.
Yeah. I keep waiting for the perfect week to fit in all of my workouts and be the person that I want to be, and keeps getting pushed back week by week.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, this week's a little busy, so I'll have to wait till next week.
I have been doing
on my
that
routine
for 2 years.
Yeah.
No joke. I just I was going to be a silent, I wasn't going to say it, but you pushed me. I did start my workout this week. Like,
nice.
My attempting to my actual workout routine. Like, I want to lift weights, and I started that on Monday. So
nice. Did you go to a gym, or are you doing it at your house? Okay.
I want to do it at my house, but Leif's clearing out the garage literally as we speak. Actually, he's been doing it this week. We had just stuff from our renovations in there and stuff that we were holding on to. So like big items and things that we needed to get rid of. And so Leif's been clearing it out so that we can put our gym stuff in there. Nice. And that's my ideal situation because it just seems so nice to not have to even leave.
Yes.
And to just do it in the morning. Yeah, before Benny wakes up or whatever the case may be. So, but I did go to the gym. That was actually a huge factor in why I've been pushing it back. Because I'm like, well, I don't have anywhere to do it. I don't have anywhere to do it. So I told Leif, I'm like, I'm going to go and just start. Otherwise, we're going to be having this conversation. It'll be June.
Yes.
And I'm going to be like, oh, I never started my workout routine and now it's summer and I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So I did start and we'll see if I can keep it up. I am actually so incredibly sore today.
Yeah.
I am so sore. I worked out my arms and I'm like, even picking up Benny, I'm like, oh, wow, I shouldn't be the amount of sore I am for the amount of work I did, but that just shows it's been a minute.
Oh, yeah, I feel you. And that leads me into my story because I'm also very sore, my shoulders and my arms, because I went to a workout class. First of all, I'm trying so hard not to tell you I ran. I've been running. I run on Monday and I don't run the rest of the week. I'm like, okay, Monday, this is what I'm talking about. I'll be like, okay, Monday running because I'm training for a half. Yeah. And so it's creeping up. I'm like, okay, Monday is running. Tuesday is whatever. And I get Monday done and then I don't finish the rest of the week. So
you're saying in the past or?
As of the last couple weeks. Oh, okay. I'll run on Monday and then I don't run the rest of the week and I don't work out. I'm just like still sore. And I'm like, well, I'll do it on Thursday. Yeah. And then the next Monday rolls around. I'm like, okay, well, it's been a week and it's still hard to run. So in the spirit of that, I've been trying to keep that mindset of like, okay, I got to get back into it and it's going to suck. The first few workouts are really going to suck and it's going to hurt.
It sucks. It sucks so
and you're so
bad.
Weak. You're so weak and it's so hard. And you just remember the times that you're at the peak. You compare it to like being at the peak of fitness where you've been maybe for, at least for me, a week of my life. Where I'm like, but what about when I was like that and this class was so easy? I got invited to do this free cycling class. Okay. So it was free. It was at like this new nice club. And I was feeling like my healthy version of myself that day. You know, when you're at the grocery store and you're the healthy version of yourself and you regret it the next day.
Totally.
When
you have
in reality.
Yes.
And you're like, why did I just get carrots? Like I would love to have some chips or something. Anyway,
very real.
I said yes to this class. We were going to, Coffee Dose was having like lattes afterwards. And so I was like, okay, that's getting me through. I get a free latte afterwards.
Yeah.
They're having like a little pop-up.
Where was my invite? But okay, great.
I thought maybe you would be invited. So I was hoping you were going to say yes as well.
I'm kidding. The cycling is, talk about hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mama can do that one yet.
I haven't done one in a long time. So the day approaches or the day arrives. I wake up filled with regret, dread.
Of course.
And I'm like, I gotta go. I just have to go though. Because otherwise I'm going to have these excuses and this half marathon.
There's just always excuses.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So I had a million reasons. Wait, what's the song?
Give me a million reasons. Me every morning.
Literally.
Why I can't do my workout.
I was on day 4 of my period and I was late. I was like running late and I could not find my Diva cup. I've been on a Diva cup journey and I love it, like a menstrual cup. And I could not find where I put it because for the last couple days, I don't need to get the specifics of that cycle, but I hadn't used it yet. I was like staying at home and so I didn't need it. Not that I was like free bleeding in my backyard onto the grass, but I was using other things. And so I could not find my Diva cup, but I'm not wearing leggings and like going commando. Like, what am I going to do? I don't want to put a tampon in because that will, whatever. So I'm desperate for something to plug her up. I found in my bathroom a breast pad. And I was like, okay, this could work.
What do you mean? Where?
From breastfeeding. Like a
I
nursing
know
pad.
what you mean, but just to wear as a pad?
Yes.
Not stick it up, right?
No. So I'm wearing leggings, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not wearing period underwear to this class.
Yeah,
like,
no.
So thick, so bulky, so disgusting. But I'm also not like super heavy flow. I'm like on day 4, the day where you kind of like decide if you're going to be done or not.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to be there and then I'm cycling and I'm sweaty, so whatever.
Yeah.
So I find my bag of unused breast pads that are like kind of grippy on the back. So I'm like, wait, this is perfect. I like kind of just stick to my leggings. And it's a very absorbent because you use it for, if you don't know, you put it
Commando
in your bra.
with the breast pad.
Yes. Commando with the breast pad stuck to my leggings. Okay. Again, I'm trying to.
In theory.
It was seeming promising. Like I was like, okay, it's meant to stay in your bra. It's what you use if you don't know when you're breastfeeding and you put it in and it has grippies on the back. So it like stays in your bra and stays in place. And it's very absorbent because it's like meant to catch the leaks when you're breastfeeding. And so I thought this was like a foolproof plan. I was like, hey, whatever. It's an hour. It'll just sit there and catch whatever. There's not going to be that much. So it's just going to catch whatever would be leaking through my leggings. That was the worst idea I've ever had. I get to the place.
Is it like an influencer event? This has me? No, not the breast pad.
Well, it's half and half. It's like it is a regular gym there, but influencers are invited. So I am not like, oh, I'm going to socialize. I'm going into class. I'm working. I'm getting the thing. I'm taking a picture, whatever. I'm eating the latte. I mean,
I'm getting the thing.
So I get there, I check in. I'm already kind of late, and I get on, and I'm like, okay, this is feeling fine. It's not moving too much. But what I didn't think about is like when you're wearing underwear and you're wearing like a pad or something, it holds it up.
Yeah.
Leggings, they tend to have like a gap. You know what I mean? So I get on the bike. The music starts playing. I'm riding and you're bouncing. Like she's like, we're going to be up this whole class. She's like, don't sit in the saddle unless you have to, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm bouncing. I'm going. Literally within milliseconds, it starts sliding down my leg, like wadding up pretty much, like going down my inner thigh in my leggings. And I'm like, I'm F. By the time this class is done, if I can't be adjusting myself, it's going to be out of the bottom of my leggings. It's going to be coming out of the foot of my leggings because it's just going to keep sliding down. Literally with every this, it's just like going down and down and I'm moving my legs so much.
That is possibly the worst workout to like have that situation.
Horrible. I instantly, like instant regret. So it's going and I'm like, I can't even focus on how hard this class is. I'm just thinking about how I can get my hand in my pants and like adjust the pad to bring it back up. Because it's sliding down, first of all, it's going to look like I have a huge wad in my pants. Second of all, I'm going to leak and I'm going to, it's just bad all over.
Was it dark in there at least?
Oh, don't worry.
That's the only
God was
grace.
looking out for me because the lights were red, yellow, LED lights like when I first got in there. And I've been to multiple cycling classes before where they'll like dim the lights.
Yeah.
Please, like just dim the lights at some point where I can just adjust because no one's looking at me right now. But like heaven forbid the class ends and I have to have my hand literally down my pants adjusting this thing. And 2 songs in, God shine his, actually the opposite of that. The instructor goes, okay, lights off. This is your accountability time. Like, make sure that you're still going. You're still pushing.
I'm accounting for something, mama.
I'm not telling you. I'm telling you, it was pitch black. Like, I could not see a thing. I'm like, Oh my gosh, thank you, heaven. I stick my hand down my pants. I'm like adjusting while the lights are off. I'm not riding at all. I'm literally like trying to fix it. And then she's like, lights up. I'm like back. I'm like, okay, good. And then it was there. And then I could kind of restart. And we had that like every 4 minutes. Like she was like, okay. As soon as it was sliding, I'm just like, oh crap, I feel it. She'd be like, lights off. Now meditate. And I'd be like literally trying to adjust before the lights turn back off. And one time I didn't hear her. She was like, okay. Like she would always give a warning, like lights up. And I didn't hear her. So she's like, lights up. My hand's like coming out of my pants. A pervert. A little pervert. I felt like I was in an SNL skit. Like I could not believe this was happening to me. And I couldn't believe my own stupidity. I'm like, Chelsea, put a tampon in. What were you thinking? I also didn't have tampons, so that was another reason. But I had nothing.
Right.
So then by the end of the class, I'm like, okay, it worked. It worked. I was fine. I didn't leak, whatever. I was able to adjust accordingly. But I also didn't know if I was leaking. So luckily I had a jacket. I like tied around my waist. I'm like, get me the hell out of here. Like I need to go home and adjust and be able to be in peace. And I can't wait for my latte. I walk out. They're like, we ran out. I'm like, okay. Love you, coffee dose. They didn't know. There was like a huge line. They didn't know that it was just like a little pop-up cart thing.
Yeah.
So I come out and the cart's just like completely gone.
Saving grace.
It's barren. I'm like, I could not wait for my latte. But they did, they gave me a latte, but later.
That is so
Yeah, it was so funny. So
funny. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe.
Unwell.
There is absolutely nothing worse than feeling like, first of all, just the feeling when you are like running out the door for something and you're like,
yes,
you're doing the math in your head. You're already going to be late to where you're going and there's a problem. Like there's nothing worse than that. You're like, oh, I don't have a tampon or whatever it is. And it's like, I'm already late.
But you're like, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. That's what I kept telling myself. I'm like, it will be fine. It won't be a thing. It'll be a non-thing. And I'll just get through the class. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I found something new to use as a pad, like a breast pad. It made me think I would love to know what people have used in desperate times.
Yes.
For plugging her up.
We should ask people.
Because
I'm trying to think what I've done.
Really creative.
I feel like the thing that comes to mind is just toilet paper, like wadding up toilet paper. I feel like I've done a lot, but I can't think of anything else. Definitely, that's a hard one when you're going to a class. Mm-hmm. The fact that it was a cycling class and an influencer event has me screaming at this. Yes,
so funny.
That is hilarious.
I really
thank you for your confession. Thank you for being brave.
You're welcome.
We had you guys write in anonymously. That's how you get the tea. Your confessions. The prompt was, my partner has no idea I do this.
Yeah.
Blank. We left it up to you guys. Speaking of which,
my partner has no idea I use breast pads as my.
Yeah. Last week, when we were talking about the Wives Club and the towels, the rancid towels, remember?
Oh, yes.
And we had said you need to screenshot stuff, but then you were saying that it was actually a dark, depressing page, and you decided not to screenshot anything.
10 posts, I was like, okay, wait, I can't even find anything juicy, and they were sad. I was like, oh, this is not funny. That one was like crazy, but I couldn't find anything. I'm like, at what cost am I doing this? And honestly, there weren't that many. Like to find the anonymous ones, maybe I could have searched it or something. That's probably would have been smart, but I was just going through a lot of like, does anyone know local pediatricians? Does anyone, like just so many things, and asking for doctor advice. Like, my son has this weird rash. Can you guys tell me what it is? It's like, well,
nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the anonymous ones you got to dig for, and I haven't had access to that page in a minute, so
yeah,
I wouldn't know. But
maybe I'm still on it.
Yeah, you should check.
Yeah. We are going to jump into an ad to talk about Nordic Naturals. I love Nordic Naturals. I use so many of their supplements now in my daily supplement routine. They have something for the whole family. I give Case the DHA gummies. He eats them up because they taste good and they're so good for brain health. I love the Ultimate Omega supplement. This has been probably my top priority supplement this year because it's so important for heart, brain, joint, and mood health and immune system function and just so much more. So the Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega is trusted by doctors and healthcare professionals to deliver foundational omega-3 fatty acid support. More than 80% of Americans don't get enough omega-3 fats from their diet, and Nordic Naturals is the #1 selling omega-3 brand in the US.
They also have their new Ultimate Omega plant-based, which delivers 1,210 milligrams of concentrated omega-3s derived from algae in just 2 veggie soft gels, which is a much higher daily dose than most vegetarian options. The Ultimate Omega comes in soft gels, liquid, zero sugar gummies, kid supplements, and their new plant-based formula to give everyone a reliable source of the omega-3s that we all need. This is a really nice thing to add into your supplement routine and super easy to add. So use promo code WWS for 15% off your next order at nordic.com. That is promo code WWS for 15% off your next order at nordic.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
There are so many products on the market that promise to help with fine lines, wrinkles, crepey skin, whatever, and honestly, rarely do they deliver lasting results. So that's why I love today's sponsor, OneSkin. OneSkin changes everything. So in honor of National Women Inventors Month, we are highlighting OneSkin's founding team of female scientists who have developed a whole new approach to skincare starting at the cellular level. So they have a proprietary OS01 peptide, which is the first peptide scientifically proven to reverse skin aging by switching off the dysfunctional senescent cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and crepey skin. I personally do struggle with fine lines here or there, and not that I want to get rid of them, but I just want to help them slow down over the years and do whatever I can to, remedy that situation. And I love the OneSkin facial moisturizer. I've been putting it on at night, sometimes in the morning, and it feels so nice and smooth on my skin. And I definitely notice a difference in how my skin feels and looks. So after testing the efficacy of more than 900 so-called anti-aging peptides, they developed the OS01 peptide. So this is the first ingredient, like I said, that is proven to reverse skin's biological age by reducing the accumulation of senescent cells, which is a key driver of skin aging. We love science. We love being science girlies.
So they have their flagship facial moisturizer that Chelsea mentioned. They also have an award-winning eye cream. They also have sunscreens that protect from UV damage and cellular aging. They believe that the purpose of skincare is not just to improve how you look, but to also optimize your skin's biology at the cellular level so that it's more resilient to the aging process. What more could we ask for? So, founded and led by an all-women team of skin longevity scientists, OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS01 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code WHATWeSaid at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code WHATWeSaid. After your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them, and we would love if you supported our show and tell them that we sent you. So, invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. You guys know we love Ollie. We just did that event with them, and it was so fun to learn a little bit more about their products. We got little goodie bags. Everyone at the event did, and I was so happy coming home with my little bag with different containers of gummies in them from Ollie. So 2 of their game-changing gummies. They're Goodbye Stress and they're Sleep. These are little wellness powerhouses that are going to help you to stay calm during the day and then drift off into sleep at night and have sweet dreams. So the Goodbye Stress gummies are packed with GABA, which starts working in 30 to 60 minutes to support a relaxed state of mind, which I actually took these the day after the event because I was having a particularly busy day. And I was like, you know what? I could use this. I genuinely feel like it helped my stress levels that day as I was working and just getting stuff done. They also have L-theanine, which helps you keep your cool, and lemon balm extract has been trusted for centuries. And they are extremely delicious. They just taste like berries.
They also have their sleep gummies, which JC and I love to bring these on tour. We love to pop a gummy before bed. Their sleep gummies are so nice. After we perform and we come back to the hotel room and we want to just chill and watch Catfish and fall asleep, we keep those Ollie sleep gummies on our bedside table. So each gummy features melatonin to help you fall asleep and stay asleep, L-theanine, and a botanical blend with chamomile, passion flower, and lemon balm, which calm your senses for a restful night. And they're also delicious. I literally look forward to taking these gummies because it's like candy. Let's do wellness on your terms, whatever that looks and feels like for you. So find Ollie at a Walmart or Target near you or at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com. Go check it out. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Okay. We're going to read your guys' anonymous messages. We'll just kind of maybe go back and forth. You can start.
Oh, I can't wait for these.
I am so my partner has no idea I blank.
Oh no. I got a massage recently, and after the lady left for me to undress, I realized I had to pee but didn't want to tell her. So while taking off my shoes, I decided to pee in my Doc Marten.
Girl.
The lengths we go to just...
To people please.
To people please. To not bother someone.
There's no way, because then where did you put it after?
It just smelled like pee?
And you're just going to put your foot in your shoe with pee in it? Or
you
are you going to... Because now you've created another problem.
Yeah.
You're going to be walking out barefoot?
No, the lengths that people go nowadays to like avoid confrontation is really like a societal problem we need to work on for sure.
A Doc Marten too? That's pricey.
I know that is. Like the leather, that's going to stink. That's going to sit in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to rot quite literally.
I could see like as I'm really reflecting, I'm like, I guess I could see. No. I can't see doing that.
No.
Well, I'm just thinking, she said she just forgot to tell her she needed to pee.
Yeah.
You just got to say, I'm so sorry.
I know. Just deal with the awkwardness.
Ruin your shoe forever.
Hopefully you were like 12 when this happened.
My partner doesn't know I use his tweezers to get my ingrown hairs out of my hoo-ha.
What does he use the tweezers for?
I
Hopefully not like something medical like splinters.
Oh, gosh.
Hopefully just maybe his eyebrows. Even that.
Just sanitize them after.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's all going to be okay.
Yeah.
Do you share tweezers with Nick or do you have your own pairs?
I have my own, but I don't really use tweezers that often, honestly. Like for my eyebrows and stuff.
Yeah. Or just for anything.
What else would I use tweezers for?
Oh, thanks for bringing it up, Chelsea. My chin hair. Thank you so much. An actual setup. What else would a woman possibly use it for? Oh, your mustache and your chin?
I was going to say my mustache I shave.
Okay.
Which don't zoom up, but I need to do that soon. I use the Skinny Confidential razor.
Nice. I do have one specific hair on my chin. Oh my gosh. It kind of...
That's crazy. I feel like you've had that forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like that it just keeps growing back.
Always. And like I can feel when it starts to come, it's like super thick and coarse. It's just one.
Yeah.
Well, I think I actually have two that are...
Is it on like a freckle or a mole?
No, it's not on anything. It's just on my chin. And it's been forever. I thought maybe Miss Chin would, once there's an implant in there, it I don't know. Obviously that has
It
nothing
doesn't
to do
feel
with
like it deserves to be there any longer.
Exactly. But she persists. And I can kind of feel it now, honestly. I think we're getting close, but it'll just
it's teamwork.
Get coarse. I can feel it, and then I have to go and pluck it. Like, I don't know how often. I should make a note of how often it is, but yeah, it's just she always comes back.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I use my tweezers for. Nice. That and my eyebrows mostly.
And you guys have your own as well?
Yeah, Leif and I have different ones, but I mean, I wouldn't really care sharing with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get my ingrown hoo-ha hairs out of there, but...
Yeah. That should have its own tweezers.
Yeah.
Just sanitary-wise.
Yeah.
I left my husband while he was in deployment. Okay, so this is just unburdening now. Because people know about that.
I think he knows.
Yeah. I think people know.
He has no idea.
He has no clue.
Well, unless he's still out.
But they can talk.
Ay. Sometimes they can't for a little bit.
A side note, did you start the book The Women?
No. Okay. I started another book, which I'd like to talk about.
Okay. What is it about?
Okay, so this book is called The Wedding People. Have you heard of it?
Is it the one you posted about?
No.
Oh.
That is my audiobook. I usually have 2 books on rotation. I have that book you're talking about on my Kindle, though, and I have a plan to read it. We've been over this. At night, I need positive, happy-go-lucky, just sweet vibes, okay? I can't do true crime, historical, like at night, no. I need before I go to bed to be like funny,
silly,
rom-com, silly, nothing serious, okay? I guess I didn't do my research. I thought this book, The Wedding People, was like a comedy or a rom-com kind of.
Yeah.
So I start reading it, and trigger warning, by the way, suicide. But anyway, I'm reading it, and I'm like 2 chapters in, and this girl, this woman has she's gotten divorced, and she's like going on her dream trip essentially, like to this hotel that she's always wanted to stay at.
Okay.
And she is there, and there's like a wedding that's being held there at the same time. And so she's at this hotel, and she's basically like, I've come here to do one thing. And I'm like, oh, like it's her fresh start, you know, after her divorce. And she's like, I'm going to kill myself.
Oh.
I'm like, oh. And sweet dreams to you.
Wait, 2 chapters in?
Yes. I keep reading all the way she's going to do it. Like
my God.
That's the point of the trip. I'm like, what book am I reading? I thought this was like a comedy. And I think it is. It's supposed to be like a dark comedy. I was looking into it further because I'm like, what?
Like, what book am I reading?
Had nightmares all night.
Shoot.
I'm like,
okay, yeah, maybe don't read The Women right before you go to sleep.
Oh, really? I mean, I heard
it's a little dark.
Yeah.
It's not, it's just like heavy. It's about war. That's why I thought about it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm so sensitive at night specifically. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I do want to read it though.
Most books are.
I know.
I've found.
That's the problem is it's like, okay, and I was thinking, am I just a baby? Because I can't just expect it. I feel like most books that are good have things like that where there's like a dark undertone or there's something about it that's hard that happens. So to find just a super like silly, funny book, like even sometimes books like that, it'll be like, and I'm mourning the loss of my mom. And I'm like, oh, this is sad. But I'm like, okay, I can't literally avoid every single sad thing ever.
Yes.
So I need to just be okay with, okay, it's fine if there's an element of it. But anyway, that was a literal jump scare.
Yeah.
I was so shocked. Apparently that is like her plan.
Yeah.
Is to go to that. That's why she's going to the hotel that she's always wanted to go to. And like, I thought it was because she was like going to meet someone there and like have a fresh start. And it's that.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I'm very sad now.
Yeah. But I'm hoping because it's only chapter 2. I'm like, okay, well, it can't end there.
Well, definitely not. And I think it'll get better, but
hopefully it'll be very uplifting.
I think so.
In the end.
I hope so.
That's what most books are. It's like even if they're extremely sad,
there's a message there.
Yeah, there's comfort there.
Well, I'm on a rotation. That was my book I'm reading at the moment at night. And then I have my audiobook that I'm reading is From Here to the Great Unknown by Lisa Marie Presley.
Okay.
It's her.
That's what I saw you posted about.
Oh my gosh. It's her and Riley, her daughter, kind of Riley helped write it as well. And then her mom passed away and she like finished it.
Oh, okay.
And it's so good so far. But it also is obviously
sad.
Very sad. It's like talking about, so Lisa Marie is Elvis's daughter. And it just is, talking about her life. But it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Her life is so fascinating. And she's just talking about her relationship with her dad and her mom and just all sorts of dynamics. And it's obviously heavy because he passed away when she was younger and she's just recounting like all of her experiences. But it is really good. And it reminds me of, I think Kenzie Elizabeth has said that she's like, sometimes you can learn more from a fiction novel than like a self-help book or a nonfiction novel. And I feel like that as I'm listening to the book, I'm like, I feel like I'm learning so many life lessons or just like being reminded of really good things while reading this book that it's almost like, wait, sorry, that is not a fiction novel, excuse me. But I just mean like it's not a self-help book.
Yeah.
It's like reading about someone's life. Sometimes you can just learn so much from their mistakes and their triumphs to put into your own life rather than reading like this is what you should do. That's what I meant.
Sure.
But
you could have your own takeaways.
Yes. And sometimes it's the same with fiction novels where it's like, it's still, it's even though it's made up, it's a story of someone's life and the things they're going through and you like take away things from it that maybe aren't on the nose of like, this is the theory you should follow, but it's like very impactful.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying that book. I'm like a quarter of the way through, but
nice.
Yeah, I'm in my audiobook. I'm on my audiobook grind.
Nice. Nick's listening to David Goggins' audiobook right now. So I'll let you know. I'll read it after him.
I'll see him at the gym.
Yeah.
I'll see him at the gym later.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
In your head. He's always living in your head.
No, I'll see Nick at the gym.
Oh.
Because he's going to be like on his grind.
He says it's actually very sad as well.
Oh.
It's like his life story.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, so please don't joke about him.
Please don't joke about
Put some
Dave
respect
like that.
on his name, please. Okay. I stalk his ex-girlfriend on my Finsta. I think that's probably a normal thing.
That's a super common one.
Yeah, on the Finsta.
Definitely.
But
do you have a Finsta?
No.
I don't either.
But if I did, I probably wouldn't say it.
True.
It's a secret.
True.
But I don't.
But I do think that was a common one. When I was scrolling through them, a lot of them are like, I stalk his ex-girlfriends, or like,
what is that? Like, what is about that people want to do? Like, why stalk the ex-girlfriend?
No, I just like
the intrigue.
It's intriguing. Maybe it's probably just like also intriguing to watch their life path. Yes. Potentially. You're like, oh, okay, what
could have been.
Yes. Like now they're dating this person. Also, I think that it's just innately interesting to be like, okay, if your partner, whoever you're with, whoever they dated previous to you, or even in the past, whatever, like any of their ex-partners, it's interesting to, it's a case study. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting thing to be like, okay, what did you liked this person. They're very different than me, or maybe they're similar to me. It's like, what did you like about them? Do you know what I mean? It's an interesting thing to break down.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. Is just you're going through your stalking to be like, what did he see in her, kind of thing, or like what about her was he into?
Yeah,
not in
and
a
why is he not way anymore?
Yeah, It's just Okay, I watch shows that we're watching together, and then I rewind it back to the spot we left off on. Then he doesn't know I've already watched the whole season without him.
Okay, that is tea. I need to do that with traders.
But also, that's not fun to watch twice.
I don't know. I could see that. I am so impatient. Like, the second I want to watch it, like the night ends and Nick's like, well, I'm going to do the dishes first. And I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Twiddle my thumbs and just like wait for me to push play on traders? So not realistically, but that's a little far, but
yeah,
I could see where that would start.
Has literally watched the whole season. That's hilarious, actually.
Okay, so I love my husband and he knows me better than anyone, but every gifting season I check his iPad email to see what gifts he is buying me. I have never once helped him pick out a gift. He always does really well, but I get worried I will have a bad reaction if I don't know what it is, so I peek. Girl, you got to let the universe do its thing. You don't need to control everything.
You don't, but that's relatable to me. I don't do that, but I know what you mean. That's what I always say about how, like, even with Leif writing his wedding speech, it's like, I know that it's going to be good. I know it is.
But I'm
100% certain, but let me proofread it.
Yeah.
It's like this control thing,
yes,
which I do understand.
Yeah.
But that's why, you can try my new technique of not micromanaging people. It's working out really well for me so far.
Well, that's good.
No, it is. But I do understand what she means. It's like, you don't want to be disappointed or something.
Yeah.
And maybe if you have too high of expectations, which I did last night when I got into bed and I put my feet down. I have a little heat pack thing that sometimes I'll heat up before bed, and it was in our bed already. So I get in and my feet are almost touching it, and I'm like, oh, Leif warmed up for me, and I touch it freezing cold. I'm like, hey. And so I told him, I was like, oh, I thought you heated it up for me. And he's like, oh, I will. He goes to take it. I go, no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
That's what it's funny because I literally
it's the principle.
No, exactly. Gaslighting him. But wait, that's not even gaslighting. We've gotten too loose with the term gaslighting.
Yeah.
No, but it was so
he's a
funny.
narcissist.
I'm like, he's an abuser. That's what it was.
So extreme.
No, but he takes it. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm going to heat it up. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. It was just funny because I was telling him, I'm literally smiling. Like my toes are about to touch it and then it's cold. He's like, okay, well, let me heat it up. I go, no, I don't want it. He's looking at me. He's like, do you want it? And I just repeatedly say no. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to heat it up.
Yeah.
And so he heated it up for me. I'm like, you passed the test. Me a narcissist, actually. I'm like,
just wants him to read your mind.
Literally.
I want you to want to heat it up. Exactly. Oh, that's so funny. Okay.
Not just 2. That's all it says.
2?
My husband doesn't know I do this. 2. Or my partner.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that's polite.
That's a thing where people will not toot in front of their
spouse.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Say, I'm sure in another world that would be nice.
In another world. In another life.
Hi, girls. I love you so much. My confession is that I'm not smart at all. I never studied in school. I use my calculator for simple math. I Google everything. And anytime I'm around children, I'm thinking they're smarter than me. I am successful in my career, though, and I'm oh so grateful.
Stop.
That is so funny. Well, at least you're self-aware, and that counts for something, you know?
Totally. I feel like you have to have some sense of...
They're smarter than me, a literal child.
You have to have a sense of humor and some sense of self-awareness to even write that. So that means you're smart. You know, if you have a good sense of humor, then you have to have some wit and some smarts to back it up.
Definitely. Street smart. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be book smart.
Totally.
I relate
also
to the
Google
calculator
everything.
for simple math.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like 32 plus 24.
Oh. Math is not my thing.
Yeah.
Never has been. Never will.
And honestly, it doesn't have to be. It's like we have it.
I know.
And it gets it right every time. Why guess?
True. So true. Do you, when you're at a restaurant, do you calculate the tip on your calculator?
If it doesn't have it incled, yes.
Yeah,
Every
I do
time.
always.
Yeah. And then I round down.
Getting allegations. Get myself a sweet treat every time I go to the grocery store and don't bring one back for him. Girly.
That's mean.
That's rude.
That is mean.
What's the reasoning for not bringing him back one?
Yeah, he just doesn't deserve it or
He
something.
doesn't deserve it that day? Or ever, I guess?
This one, I literally have to wipe like 100 times every time I poop. It's never clean. I actually don't know how to fix it. Bye.
Bestie.
You need
the
some
wipes.
Tushy bidet. That'll clean it right up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need wipes or the bidet.
Some water in there.
Because toilet paper is obviously just not doing it for you.
No, it's not doing the trick.
And maybe go to a gastroenterologist or whatever that is.
I track his location, and when he's almost home, I quickly turn off the TV and TikTok.
Please.
And pretend I've been doing something productive the past hour. So real.
So real.
That
Sit
is
up a little
hilarious.
like taller. I used to do that.
Up a little taller.
I used to do that when I was nannying. Like if I was just slouching and the parents would come home and like I'd hear the garage and I sit up straight. I'm like, do they care if I'm like slouching?
You just don't want to
No.
be like a slug.
You don't want to be caught slipping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to be caught not on your best behavior.
They fire me because I have bad posture. Like
He's like, matter of fact,
you are not qualified.
that's the first thing we should have checked.
Oh, I just got a glimpse of my next one. Should I read it?
Yeah. That is the podcast episode.
I bite my nails when I'm anxious, but instead of just spitting them out, I eat them. Jail, I know. No, girly, that's not good.
You eat them.
That can't be good for your
Why?
intestines. Like that's got to be cut,
Those are
slicing you
so
up.
sharp.
So sharp, so disgusting. Lots of germs on there. Not to shame you, but let's work on that habit.
Girly. She said she cuts them and then
She bites them.
oh bites them.
Cuts them would be
That would be
Psychopath
absolutely
behavior.
diabolical.
cuts,
But
and then takes the extra effort to put it in the mouth.
yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Biting it and then just swallowing
Yeah.
it.
It is still crazy, but it's like
It's less crazy than
Yeah.
clipping. Okay, well, speaking of clippings, I let my purebred dog eat my toenail clippings.
subtle flex.
PETA is on their way.
Not the purebred.
Yeah. She's like, my purebred,
Very expensive, very nice,
very obedient. Yeah,
classy.
well, you're poisoning him with your
Yeah.
toenails.
Yeah, say goodbye to his
His gastronomical health. Don't even know what gastronomical means. I'm like, his gut health is severely suffering. Probably, honestly.
Probably. Actually, no, dogs have freaking stomachs of steel. They can eat anything, I swear.
Okay, but why?
It's like nasty stuff.
Why are you letting them eat your toenail clippings?
No, yeah, why? Like,
What do you get from that? Put them in the trash. They're a treat for him.
that's just an
She's like,
intrusive
"Sit."
thought.
No. Literally.
You just clip them and leave them, and the dog comes over. It's like, what are you gonna do? What's
so
next?
bizarre.
This next one has me reeling. Okay. Sometimes I think about hot book characters during sex. Just every so often if I get bored with a crying face.
If I get bored.
Have you seen that TikTok trend. I haven't seen it because I've been off TikTok the last week. But before, I'm like back in the dark days when I was severely addicted. But I think it was a TikTok of this group chat of these guys talking about what's that book you read that everyone loves? Like Throne.
ACOTAR.
Maybe ACOTAR with like, is there like a really muscular
A Court of Thorn and Roses?
Yeah, maybe
or
it's
maybe
that.
Fourth Wing or something. Are you talking about one of the fantasy books? Yeah,
and all of the guys discovering that their wives are all reading it and then like looking into it and being so scared. They're like, shiz, you guys. They like send a screenshot of what the book character looks like. It's like this Fabio looking guy. They're like, this is who she's reading about every night before bed. Like they're having this realization that it's like, oh, it's not just like to further their education, these books.
No, literally, if you have a bad relationship, just like read a book.
Yeah.
Read a fantasy novel.
Yeah. Escapism.
Just escape it.
I am screaming.
I'm kidding. That is so funny. It's funny that it's literally a book character in your mind, though. It really doesn't exist other
so
than
it's
just
cheating.
True.
Yeah.
But that is so funny. I feel like that's such a thing of like book talk, just in general. Like, I'll see things on my For You page of like a guy doing a certain thing, and it's like, this is book talk. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like if they're doing something that
written
a guy
by a woman, or
that
woman,
a guy would do on a book.
Yes.
A guy traveled 2+ hours to meet up with me. We had been talking via text and phone for like 2 weeks. When he got to the area, I pretended I was someone else and that I didn't know where the person he was looking for.
What?
Wait, where the person he was looking for. Basically,
wait, they had never seen each other before?
I don't think so. Like, well, in person. They'd been talking via text and phone. And then when he got there, she pretended she was someone else because he was not cute in person. I still feel guilt to this day.
Wait, but like, you'd never seen each other. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Like maybe you're set up by someone.
Maybe
like how did you get their number?
Photo
yeah,
only.
But like, wouldn't he recognize her?
Right.
That would be the ultimate rejection. You're like, hey, we're finally meeting, and they're like, oh, that's not me.
No,
I don't know who you're talking about.
Talking about gaslighting. You're like, who? I've never heard of that. Like, he's like, we've been talking on text. That's not my name.
Not me.
That's not me.
Maybe try that way.
Wow, he must have been ugly.
Yeah, he must. That's so sad.
That's sad.
At least he didn't know. Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully you just dodged and like you. I'm wondering if they met. Like if he was like, oh, are you Jessica? And she's like, no. Yeah. Or if they never even, she just acted like, oh, I don't know, I'm looking for someone, and then just went to her car or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I don't know if they actually had an interaction or not.
Yes, that would be crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay, I have like $15,000 in credit card debt, and he has no idea when we want to buy a house together this year.
Ay, sis.
Oops.
Yeah, we got to be honest about that one if you're buying a house.
Yeah.
I always think about...
Together? Can you buy a house together?
Well, yeah.
Like it's both of you on the house, or does it always have to be one person on a house?
I think you can both be on the house, but I'm just... That's concerning because you need to be open about your... I don't even think it would be possible. They're going to run credit checks and things, and they're going to find that. So you should probably be honest about it before he finds out a different way.
You find the house of your dreams. They're like running your credit.
Yeah. They're like, your credit score. Well, I guess maybe they wouldn't know. I don't know if they would know the specific amount of debt, and like tell him, I'm saying, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to find that exact information out, but I think better safe than sorry. Yes. If you're going to buy a house with someone, there are a lot of things where even the book character thing, it's like, okay, it's okay for a girl to be like obsessed with a guy book character. When it's reversed, no.
Yeah.
It's not okay. For him to be obsessed with a girl book character, he's weird for that.
Yeah.
You're in the right.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the same type of thing, but it's like, to me with stuff like this, I think of if it was reversed and it would be like, he is a liar.
Yeah.
Like if he was not telling you he's in credit card debt, it's like, oh, that's dishonest.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But when it's a girl, it's like, sometimes it feels that way.
Girl.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's so true.
But if it was reversed, that would be very concerning to me. Like if a girl wrote in and was like, oh, I just found out my husband's in all this credit card debt. He didn't tell me we were supposed to buy a house. I'd be like, that is not okay.
He should have been honest.
Yes.
It's true. Have standards for yourself that you want in other people.
My boyfriend and I live together and we split most finances down the middle, but I normally grocery shop and I cut him a deal every time I get groceries because for some reason I feel bad. Say it's $50 a person, I only make him pay $40.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
An empathetic queen.
That's kind of sweet.
The girl who doesn't get her partner a sweet treat is quaking.
Yeah. Could never be her.
It could never be.
My husband and I are young newlyweds, and I have an online shopping addiction. I sometimes order packages to my parents' house who live close to us and go pick them up there so I don't have to explain to him why I ordered something. See, also that, like, I know these are confessions and we're shaming them. We're like, wow. Obviously, they know they're not, great
They're
things.
Confessing,
Yes. However, that also, I fear, that's money. It's like anytime when you're married and you're sharing finances, anytime you're sneaking or hiding finances and where they're going and not being honest about it, that's not good.
Yeah, definitely.
Just own it.
It could become even a bigger problem later is how I
Me
see it.
not saying don't have a shop. I'm like, just own it. Just bring them to your house.
The
Keep
packages.
the shopping addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's like that's something that could just further grow or build up resentment. If you get caught later, he's going to be like, so you've been doing this for years? Like that could cause a major issue. Soon after dating my boyfriend, I crashed my car. I was too embarrassed to tell him since I crashed it leaving his house.
Why is that so embarrassing? I get it.
Luckily, me and my mom had matching cars in different colors, so I started driving her car to go see him. He noticed the color change, but I gaslit him to believe it was always that color.
Stop. That is so funny. And that is honestly a harmless lie. Yeah. And it's understandable.
That's something we support. It's okay.
Why is that so embarrassing? Like,
to crash your car?
Just to exist and have like, just do normal things. Like, you want him to think you just like teleport home and you have you don't have to stop. You don't have to, change gears.
You didn't hit any stoplights on the way.
Like, you just don't want them to think about that. And then it's like, even if he doesn't see it, that's so relatable. That's so funny. One time after taking Miralax, I shit the bed and my husband still has no idea. He just thought I sweated really bad and that's why it stunk so bad. I just immediately acted like I washed our sheets, but really ran to TJ Maxx and got new ones. He told me not to take it before bed, but I was in pain. Ooh.
I'm sorry, how did you manage all of that without him knowing?
He knew you took Miralax before bed.
And then it smelled horrible?
I fear you didn't get away with this. I fear he knows and he loves you.
Just doesn't want to embarrass you.
He's a good man.
He's a good man, Savannah.
He knows.
Okay. Went all the way. I'm just wondering, I guess maybe he like went to work and didn't know. I'm just wondering, how did you get away with literally going to TJ Maxx, stripping the sheets? It smelled bad. The combo of all of those things is shocking me that he would not know.
Yeah.
But,
men are shockingly not attentive to details sometimes.
Sometimes not the most observant.
I will have worn an outfit like 5 times and Nick will be like, oh, is that new? I'm like, no. I've already had this for years, actually. And I've worn it multiple times. Maybe I styled it a little different. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, okay.
And you would know immediately if something.
Oh, immediately.
If he was wearing something new.
Yes, immediately.
Yeah.
If he shaves the side of his head, like anything, I'm like, oh, something's different.
For sure. This is so petty, but every time I sort laundry, mine and my husband's, we fold our own. I always, without fail, put the dryer sheet in his basket because I'm too lazy to throw it away. He somehow has never caught on to this. I love you guys so much.
Jeez,
that's funny. That's also harmless. That's harmless. It's fine.
My friend just posted some pictures of me on her public amateur photography Instagram account. The problem is I hate the pictures so much, and now they are on my tagged. I don't want to say anything because I'm sure she feels proud of the pictures, but I hate them. And why didn't she post? And wish she didn't post that. Advice, please. Ooh. I'm like, I know what that's like, having a friend who's just kidding.
Remove the tag.
Yeah, I think she's scared that she'll see.
I know, but then maybe you could just
clear all your tagged.
Feign innocent.
Yeah.
Just be like, wait, yeah, true. Clear all your tagged. That's a lot of work. But I'm like, delete your Instagram.
Yeah. You know, you can't get around this.
I feel like
go into witness protection.
No. Actually, at this point, I don't know. I feel like you could get away with
removing
the tag.
Yeah.
And then if she notices and she's like, wait, what the heck? Like, just play dumb.
Like, oh, I think I have to accept them or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Just play stupid and be like, wait, really?
Yeah.
Add it back if you have to.
Yeah.
Take it away again the next day. Then she'll think it's a glitch.
Yes. Hopefully.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, true.
Like, it's like, wait, why did... Or... Like you guys are texting or something and she's like, wait, like the tag is gone. And be like, oh, that's so weird. Like tag me again.
Yeah.
And then she does it and then you immediately remove it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it's not tagging.
Maybe you're private or something.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good. I don't really wash my feet when I shower. Like, surely the soap suds that come down are enough. I know my partner will say that I should fully scrub them.
I've seen this discourse.
Oh, I've literally never washed my feet a day in my life.
Really?
No.
Okay, I don't do it every shower, but I'll do it every like 3. Every 3 when I'm doing like a big shower. But honestly, this is a recent development. I have not been doing that forever.
I will if I like went to the beach or if I had sandals on and my feet are like actually dirty.
But you wear socks a lot.
I wear socks.
You told me.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, I am so rarely barefoot or even around my house. I'm very rarely barefoot. I'm always in slippers. I always have socks on. Yeah. I actually have like a weird thing where I don't like my feet to get dirty. So if they are at all, I definitely would. But I feel like day to day, I'm just like, the soap and the water's getting to them. I'll maybe like do this or something, but I'm not like in there scrubbing.
No, this is a recent thing for me that I scrub my feet. But it's not every shower. It's like every 3 showers. But it's because I'm outside in the backyard a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not barefoot, but I'm just like outside. And sometimes I'll run out into the yard barefoot sometimes. So I just notice more.
Yeah, I get that. If I had a yard, I would know.
Yeah. I don't have mashed up succulents in my yard.
A lot of Benny's wardrobe is from Riley and Crew. I absolutely love them. And I always know that when I order their clothes, they're going to be like great quality, great fabrics, really cute designs, all of that. So Riley and Crew is a collective. They have different brands that they offer. Quincy May, Riley and Crew, or Nora Lee. A lot of Benny's clothes are from Quincy May specifically, actually. I really like their stuff. But basically, each collection has hand-drawn illustrations, super just beautiful muted tones, timeless designs. They also cater to your children at every stage of life. So if you need like newborn clothes, Quincy May has some really cute stuff. Or throughout them being toddlers for their first day of school, whatever special occasions you have, Riley and Crew has a lot of stuff. And then maybe you want a Nora Lee dress for a certain occasion. So it is founded by a mom. Her name is Kelly in 2014. Her and her team design all the pieces and illustrate all the art that you see on the clothing. And their team of in-house designers create unique styles that you can't find anywhere else. She also founded the baby basics brand Quincy May, like I mentioned, and the children's occasion wear brand Nora Lee.
So as the spring-summer season nears, Riley and Crew, Quincy May, and Nora Lee are currently launching their spring and summer 25 collection. So you can shop all the fresh new styles for the warm season ahead. I love Riley and Crew. They have the best boy clothes. It's so hard to find cute boy clothes that aren't super crazy, but aren't super, dull and boring, and that are comfortable and that that they're going to like wearing. And I get so many clothes for the boys from Riley and Crew. So visit rileyandcrew.com/whatwesaid and use code whatwesaid for 15% off your first order. That's RYLEEANDCRU.com/whatwesaid and code whatwesaid for 15% off orders of first-time customers. Go check it out.
You guys, Leif and I are really trying to get back into our fitness. And, I know we've been all talk for a little bit, but we've been doing it. So Leif has been running. I am trying to weightlift and just get on find a fitness routine that works for me. But that being said, we feel even busier because we're trying to also work out and, work in all the things. You guys get it. That being said, we have been using Factor and we're obsessed. This has been such a game changer for lunches specifically and sometimes dinners. But I feel like a lot of times lunch it's easy to slip our minds. Like we just get busy throughout the day and then it's whatever time and we're like, gosh, we haven't eaten lunch. Like, what are we going to make? And it's this whole thing where you have to like take time out of your day. So Factor meals are so nice for this. Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved, ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so you can feel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. They arrive fresh and fully prepared. They're perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. They have a ton of different dietary preferences and different options. So you can choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Leif and I are both trying to get our protein intake up. So we chose the Protein Plus option. So a lot of our meals are high protein and they're so good. Genuinely, I had this queso beef one that had queso, beef, some peppers. I think it had some cauliflower rice or maybe it was real rice. I can't even remember. I ate it last week and it was so, so good. And everything we've tried has been good and it just tastes healthy and I'm a big fan.
Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons, so you can reach your goals this year with ingredients that you can trust and convenience that really, honestly, can't be beat. So eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Go check it out. My husband of 10 months is a farmer and has a crazy habit of leaving wads of cash on the kitchen counter of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands?
What is he farming? Oh, no, hundreds/thousands.
Okay. I'm like, girl.
Like, what farming industry are you in?
Wow.
Last month, I stopped working to stay home. I'm pregnant. And a few times since then, I've taken a $20 bill from one of cash wads to get Chick-fil-A.
I doubt
he cares.
He doesn't care. He has thousands of dollars just laying around, and you're his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Like,
Chick-fil-A. Come on.
As you should.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good right now.
No, it really does. I was thinking about that.
I need some nuggets with buffalo sauce right now. When I'm bugged at my partner, instead of forwarding the reels that I usually would to them, I save them in a private album to send later when I'm happy again.
That is so relatable.
So real.
That is so funny.
That is how you know you're doing well in your
Yes.
relationship, is when you can like share each other's TikToks and like everything's fine. When you're just not in the mood,
Like
that's
the
when you know
silent
things
treatment.
are rocky.
Yeah. It's like the silent treatment meme that it's like I wanted to give my husband or boyfriend the silent treatment because I'm so mad at him, but then I'm hungry. It's like, where should we go to eat? It's like, dang it, this is going to really relieve the tension. And I want him to suffer. When in reality, they're probably so happy that you're being silent and not showing them your TikTok.
No, seriously. You think you're like really eating with it, and they're like, oh, sweet.
I had the thought the other day. Well, first of all, I had the audacity to think to myself, I don't really like open up about things. When I'm sad about something or like have an ailment, I was like, I just like don't really tell anyone. I just like keep it to myself. I've told everyone in my life, like I have a sore throat and everyone in my life knows, and I have a podcast where I talk about it every 5 seconds. So I had to check myself there. And then I also had the thought that I should just be quiet. I'm like, you know what? People don't deserve my worth. Don't deserve my thoughts. I'm gonna be in my quiet, like hustle in silence, and it's so hard. Like it's that classic thing. Like I want to be mysterious, but I just can't shut up about myself. And I will really try. I'm like, okay, really, really try today to just don't talk. Just let things just move in silence. Impossible, first of all, even with the running thing. I'm like, I ran once. I'm like, move in silence, Chelsea. Move in silence. They'll see at they'll see you at the finish line. No, they'll see me every step along the way, and they'll be hearing about it.
They'll see you Monday through Friday until then as well.
Yeah.
Same. Oh, literally, I worked out once and I already blew it. I feel like it's an actual problem.
No, I know.
It's like, I mean, that I have too, by the way. That's why I'm saying it. Like sometimes I'm like, it's this external validation thing that at least we're aware of it, but things like that where it's like, I would never, I mean, granted, you know, Leif and I have to have our schedules aligned. So it's like, am I really going to be hiding from him that I worked out? No. But like the amount of times I was like, I'm so sorry is like actually unbelievable. And Leif is someone who does work in silence. That's the thing, is that when I see the contrast, like I'm like, oh, I'm insufferable because you actually like don't need attention. So you just like get things done in silence. And then again, like,
they
the fruit of the labor is there. Like, and wow, I can't
even
relate
with
to
ailments. Nick does the same thing. Like he'll have a migraine all day and then not say anything about it until I ask. I'm like, oh, you seem like kind of tired. You're like, are you okay? He said, well, I just had like a pounding migraine all day. I'm like, then this is the first I'm hearing about this? I'm shocked.
Oh, exactly.
And I always tell him that. I'm like, I would have told you the moment it appeared.
I know. I
would have given you a migraine.
It's one thing to be an open book.
Yeah.
And then I think it's another to like divulge
so hard.
not even too much, but just like unnecessary potentially.
Definitely.
There's a fine line. With your partner, you should be able to tell them whatever.
Yeah.
But My partner has no idea I have multiple crushes on multiple men that I know. Past coworkers, neighbors, etc. Obviously, I never do anything about it, but I find myself getting butterflies when I interact with said men in social situations. And it's wrong, I know. So basically, I'm a rotten, dirty cheater.
A rotten, dirty cheater.
It's giving, well, I'm just the worst, aren't I?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm just a rotten, dirty cheater.
I'm just a cheater,
Well, look at me.
But like saying something worse than she's doing, so it seems like what she's doing isn't as bad.
Exactly.
Love that technique, honey. I'm like slay queen, so double standards up the freaking wazoo. Like, that's cute. That's funny. That's a cool bit.
I mean, the interacting with them and getting butterflies in social situations.
Maybe take a step back.
Maybe that's a bit much. I feel like there's that whole discourse about just like, I don't know, crushes or finding other people attractive when you're in a relationship. It's like, okay, what is the saying where it's like you're in a relationship, you're not blind, like you can see that people are attractive, but that's different than like getting butterflies, I think.
Yeah.
You can acknowledge that someone's attractive.
Yes.
I think everyone has different like relationships too with their person, where it's like you either feel comfortable saying that or you don't, or it's unnecessary. And in this situation, she said she has multiple crushes on multiple men she knows.
Yeah, this is seeming to be something.
Maybe deeper.
Yeah, maybe a pattern.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. Instead of just a thing of like, oh.
I'd recommend reading a fantasy novel. I really would.
Yeah, keep it to yourself.
Fall in love with one of those.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself.
A fake one. A fictional man.
Every time my boyfriend is in the shower and leaves his phone with me, I go on his Instagram and unfollow girls.
Honestly, as you should.
Yeah, and
it depends what girls. It's literally his mom and his sisters.
Yeah, when you're toxic. See, this is the hard part about privacy. You know, it's like, what level are you permitted? What level of privacy are we permitted? You know, like what?
Right.
Not permitted. What's the word?
Entitled to.
Yes, entitled to. In a relationship specifically. It's like you should have some respect for each other and trust with each other that you're allowed to have some privacy just as a human being.
Yeah, definitely.
But does that line, like, are you crossing that line at social media apps? Are you?
Well, I want to say, as you should, I'm like kind of kidding. I'm kind of going with the bit because I really, when I think about that, I'm like, if we're not being like silly, it's like, I feel like that should be a conversation that you have with him if it makes you uncomfortable. It's like, you follow all, and I don't know who you're unfollowing, but it's like, if it's literally his family friend, then no. But if it's like, he follows all these Instagram baddies. I feel like, yeah, he doesn't need to be following them if he's in a relationship. That's my personal standpoint.
But if you have to do it for him.
Yes, but if I'm like forcing it, it's like, I feel like you should be able to tell your partner, hey, the fact that you follow these girls, like I noticed it, it does make me feel uncomfortable because I just don't understand like the need to when you're in a relationship, or like what's really the point. And then again, everyone has different standpoints on that, and everyone has different things that make them feel uncomfortable. But if that's something for you, then that's worth bringing up and saying, this is annoying to me. Can you not do that?
For sure.
Rather than, it also depends how long you've been dating.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I wanted to be exclusive with my situationship, but didn't want to scare him away. I found an Etsy witch who said she could get rid of the third party and make him obsessed with me. 2 weeks later, he said I kept showing up in his dreams and he wanted to take our relationship seriously. We've been together 3 years.
No. Wait.
Is this real that she found a witch on Etsy, or is she just using a phrase that I don't know about?
Like Etsy witch.
You know what I mean? Like she's using like a phrase, like a cutesy witch, or is she literally?
I think she found it on Etsy.
Okay,
that would be the place. Like,
what can you not find on Etsy these days?
I know. I was gonna say
vintage
Etsy
furniture, witches.
Yeah, you can find anything there. I support that, and support a little witchcraft. If anything, it just shows that you are putting an effort into the relationship. You really like it. Because it's like the validity is iffy. So it's not like you actually, I mean, it depends what you believe. Like, it's not like you actually manipulated him and did something, you infiltrated him. It's like you paid someone to what? Well, I guess I don't know what the witch did.
That's what I'm saying. What did she do?
I was thinking the witch was like, okay, I'm going to put some potions in and like cast a spell on him.
Like kind of joking.
Yeah, but probably not joking, but like, you know, to you.
Right. To you, you're
depends.
like, I don't know the actual
or is this
efficacy
witch
of this
like a code name for she's going to actually do something? Like go in and send him a fake message. Or, you know, do something.
Right.
Or is she just messing with his dreams?
Right.
Because at that point, it's like, even if he's dreaming about you.
That is hilarious. I can't get over Etsy Witch. That is crazy that you're literally showing up in his dreams.
Yeah. That actually is
what
wild.
A flex.
I wouldn't believe, like I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, oh, well.
Right. It's more like fun and cheeky, an idea to you. Do you have any more? Because I have a few more.
I'm done.
Okay, I have like maybe 2 more. My partner has no idea that I once thought about Donald Duck, not sexually.
Okay.
Once while we were hooking up. And now every time we hook up, I remember how I thought about it once. And then I think about it again. The thought goes away. But it's like an intrusive thought now.
Stop.
Help. Donald Duck.
I think about how I thought about it. Good. Bye to that. That is hilarious. And honestly, that is annoying. It's like a pest. Just like get out of my head.
I've had things like that. Not with the hooking up thing,
like
but
a
it's
to-do list.
Yes, I've had like an intrusive thought, not even a scary one, but something. I'm trying to think of what my example is like that because I relate to this. Like
we're women. We're multitaskers.
Like you think about something, you're like, I don't want to think about that specific thing anymore. And then because you thought that, then almost like a trigger of where you were when you thought about it, you're like, why am I thinking about that again?
Remember
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I love that. That's so funny.
Okay, my fiance makes some questionable fashion choices. So whenever I'm doing laundry and I come across something I don't like, I donate it. And when he asks where said items are, I will help him look for them, even though I know I donated the clothes to the patients at the mental hospital I work at.
Oh. See, that's a line.
He comes to visit at work. All
Everyone's
the patients are in
clothes.
his outfits. That one's also was very common too, is like the
throwing their stuff
away. It's like, or they'll just put it in the closet somewhere where he can't see it or get to it. This is another double standard thing that I think is sometimes okay.
I was going to say I would go ballistic.
No. I'm saying with men, because I think in most cases, and it depends on who the man is, in a lot of cases, men put less emphasis than their like female partner in a heterosexual relationship on fashion. Like maybe they don't care as much. So if you have like a hat that you hate that he wears or something, if you're to like, shove it in the closet, to me, that's less insidious than if he was to do that to you. Like, she wears this tank top a lot. I don't like the way it looks on her. I'm going to throw it away. I would be like, and I'm getting divorced. Yeah. Like, that's crazy.
Yes. I honestly, at the beginning of our relationship, at the beginning of our marriage, I used to go through our closets to like, I would go through both of them at the same time. And I would just be like, I don't see him wearing this often. Honestly, I don't really like it that much. I don't think he likes it very much.
That's the key.
I would like put a big thing of donations. But even as I've gotten a little bit older and
you respect his autonomy.
I do. Yeah. I do respect his autonomy a little bit more, where I'm just like, you know what? That's okay. And it works a little better.
Yeah.
Because then I am not micromanaging his closet.
Right.
And then he finds the motivation within himself now to be like, okay, wait, I wear this and honestly I don't like it that much. And he can come to it on his own.
I agree with that. I think you got to let people have their freedom.
Yes.
Like I feel like that
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I used to care a little bit more of like, no, you should wear this. And like, you should wear this. I like this. When we first got married, and now I do not give a rip.
No.
I'm like, I think you're so cute, and whatever you wear, you can dress like a golf dad. You can dress however you want. And he usually dresses pretty cute. But also when he doesn't, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, you have to let them have some self-expression. Yes. And I think maybe it's different if they genuinely, like she was like, my husband doesn't have, like maybe he doesn't care about fashion, or like he puts together outfits that you're like, oh wow, okay. Like he doesn't care at all. So it's just like what he wears is shocking. I don't know. I think that's a little
inappropriate.
Different.
I think that is a place where you can maybe step in, like as their wife, if you're going to a fancy dinner or you're going somewhere like a wedding and they're wearing something like inappropriate.
Super casual.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, dude, you got to step it up a little bit, or that's not appropriate for this restaurant we're going to, or whatever it is. Or like that's rude to be sloppy.
Yeah.
I understand that. But it's when it's like I wish you wore this color. Or that, I mean, that's good for me. I'm very nitpicky. So I'd be like, well, that's not what I would dress you in.
Yeah. But, well, I think it's you got to do the, compliment them when they are wearing something or be like, oh my gosh, I feel like I would love if you wore this, like I would love
you more.
Yeah, I would love you more. You would have more inherent worth to me. Something about how you're like, oh, I think this is such, I don't know, like I like this style. I feel like if you wore it would look so good on you. Something like that to like push them in a right direction.
Yeah.
In the correct way. How you would like them to dress without micromanaging. But I don't know where I stand.
Back to the double standard. If someone did that to me, I would really like it if you wore sundresses more. Like that's something I love.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Get out.
Yeah.
So honestly, the best thing to do, and this is coming from me who I'm speaking from experience and I've truly learned, the more you just accept it and realize that what they're wearing, you feel like is a reflection of you and you let that go. And it's like, that's not, you want them to have this cute outfit because deep down,
you want them to be like perceived
it's a
way?
Reflection of you.
Right.
Like that's why you micromanage people or that's why you try to control other people because you feel like it's a mirror to you, a reflection of you.
Like if he's dressing really nicely, it makes you look better as well.
Yeah. Like I want people to think my husband dresses nice, or I want my, certain things. Mm-hmm. Or the opposite. I don't want people to think that my husband dresses badly. I don't want them to have a negative opinion of them.
Right.
Because I guess it's different. Like if you are not attracted to them at all, and that's another issue. It's like, it's usually not a,
no, it's not that
usually
for this
not
one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's usually not it's me. I want to see you in that because I think that's more attractive and I'll love you more. Like, that's usually not what it is. It's usually a reflection of what you want other people to think about you. So once you just come to terms with like, you're you and I love you for you and I will let people think whatever they want of you and I'm comfortable in our relationship and you and how I'm perceived, therefore I'm comfortable in how people perceive you, then you don't care as much.
No, you don't. And let them come to you with their fashion. Like I feel like, honestly, with Leif, I'm like, I wanted to do that TikTok sound the other day. I think I'm going to maybe this week or something. But it's like, haha, got him or something. And it's like, basically when you turn your husband into like a Birkenstock wearing, like whatever. He's like at a coffee shop. I'm like, now somehow this happened. Yes. But I feel like it really was him being like, I want to dress, like not even like he wanted to switch his fashion overnight, but like, when more tighter, skinnier jeans that he wore a few years ago, he kind of wanted to make the pivot. He's like, I feel like I would like to wear those pants. I just don't know if I could pull them off. And then I'm like, now's my time.
Yes.
Let's go shopping. I would love to see you. And then he gets used to it and whatever. And I feel like it's like he has gradually wanted to like evolve his style. That wasn't something I forced him into. But anyway, you gotta let them be them and find it on their own time. But that's hilarious. She just switches the
Anyways, didn't mean to get so deep about that one, but I'm like, look within.
It's true. It's true.
It's your ego.
Thank you guys so much for writing in your confessions. We loved reading them as usual. I think this is a good little tactic. I used an app to do the anonymous things on our story. And it's really nice because it just sends you a little, or like it's a little link that you can click on and you can put your thing in and we have no idea who sends it. So I think that's a really good way to get these submissions for not only confessions, but other topics. Because I think a lot of people just do not want their personal info attached to it, which I totally understand, even though we never look into like who these people are, and like deep dive. But regardless, I understand wanting what is it called? Anonymity. To be anonymous.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for writing in and making this episode what it was. Make sure you're following on Instagram. It's at What We Said Podcast. TikTok is What We Said. YouTube, if you want to watch us, put it on your TV while you're cleaning or getting some chores done. Do you call them chores?
Yeah.
I never do, and I just glitched and called it a chore.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever call it anything.
Getting some household tasks done. We love you guys, and that's what we said. Bye.